And right now, somebody else new for me, for you as well, perhaps, is Nigel from Adventure Plus. Nigel, hello.
Hello, good to meet you, Andy. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely fine. And we're actually neighbours here as well, because you're next to our stand.
Yes, that's how you came to invite me.
It was because you were next to us. Right, now, just tell us, Adventure Plus, the name does conjure up certain images in my head before I saw your banner, but I won't steal your thunder. Just tell us a little bit, what is Adventure Plus all about?
The strapline is out there in him, basically, and it's about providing young people with opportunities they might not have otherwise to do all sorts of activities, be it canoeing, archery, mountain biking, climbing, all sorts of things. Last year, I think they dealt with around 10,000 young people through a combination of school residentials, Christian adventure holidays, taking things out on the road as well. Not dads and lads anymore, +1 weekends. So either parent is welcome to bring +1. Men's adventure weekends, we should be plugging here, and tomorrow we'll be delivering archery out on the field.
I did archery one time. I can't say I was very good. It was kind of exhilarating and sort of fun, but it also hurt my thumb just a little bit as well. Probably because I wasn't exactly doing great. I wasn't nearly 15. Now, so you talked about adventure weekends away and stuff. Is this in specific parts, or is this anywhere in the UK?
Mainly it's centred on 2 locations, but we do do mobile work as well. The main location is only about 10 miles east of here, just outside Farringdon in Oxfordshire, where we have a accommodation centre, a nice brick-built, modernish conference centre that can take, I believe, 50 people, and a yurt village now with accommodation for 100, 40 acres of open land, which is gradually being developed. The plan is, once the overhead electric cables have been moved, to build Britain's first inland coast-steering lake.
Okay, we need to unpack that one a little bit. So the UK's will first. Just tell us what's that, because I don't know what that means.
Coast-steering is generally done off the cliffs and things, and it's a combination of cliff walking, jumping in for a swim, basically.
Okay, so I would assume somebody's going to check the depth of the water, because at Scouts we did this. There's a particular Scout camp we used to go to, and people were jumping off this cliff into a quite a decent river. Actually, I've forgotten quite where it was. Herefordshire, I think, perhaps. But presumably someone is checking that, because that could be a little risky.
Yes, I mean, this will be a purpose-built facility when it happens. As I say, waiting for the electric board at the moment, because at the moment it's got an electric cable going over it, which the electric board have agreed to move. Fortunately, thanks be to God, at their cost.
I love stories like that. We want to do something, and then somebody comes along and says, "You know what? We'll sort this at cost." That's always a win, isn't it? So, what are some of the things that people can expect? I mean, you're talking about your +1s, but is this teenagers? Is this younger children? Who are the sort of the ages that you're reaching out?
For the holiday weeks, it's 8+ generally. So there are 2 coming up this summer. One for 8 to 12s, one for 12s to 18s. They also do gap years, so if you know someone who wants to learn how to instruct these things, they can spend a year working with A+, learning these skills, and they're transferable. And many go on to carry on working for A+. As I said, work with about 10,000 young people a year through school residentials. There's a second centre now in Herefordshire, but they also do out and about activities at various other locations around the country.
I do remember being at primary school. I have no idea what the place was. It's a long time ago. I've been to bed since then a few times. But I remember it was kind of an outdoor adventure place. And what I remember even now, perhaps 40 years on, is it was just a brilliant, fun weekend doing stuff that felt so exciting that I wouldn't have got to do anywhere else. And it's such an amazing possible opportunity for people to try archery for the first time, or whatever it is. Have you got an activity that you particularly like that they do that you just think, oh, that's brilliant?
I particularly enjoy canoeing, actually. I mean, I didn't do it this year. I have done it in the past. The big fundraiser of the year is Whitney to Westminster, which is 127 miles, done over 6 days in a Canadian canoe. So we have various lovely churches along the way put us up on their church hall floors and feed us beautifully. Often take us into their homes to have a shower, because after a day on the river you can be a bit And that was done over April to the beginning of May this year and raised about £10,000 for A+.
Wow, that's impressive. Just for people like me who don't know what a Canadian canoe is, as opposed to a canoe, and what would be a Canadian canoe that's different from another canoe?
It's an open canoe for one or two people. You kneel or sit on a bench, and you're using a one-sided paddle, think Hawaii 5.0, but without the outrigger.
Fair enough. Okay, so thank you, Nigel. If people want to find out more about you and think, oh, this sounds good, I want to volunteer, or I want to send my children there, or I could go there as a family, how do they find out more about Adventure Plus? Where have you got a website?
Yeah, the website is very simple. It's adventureplus.uk.
There you are. Doesn't get much simpler. Adventureplus.uk. Nigel, thank you for your time. It's a pleasure. Thank you for being our kind neighbour with us doing radio next to where you're trying to talk to people. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, Andy.